Hey, Burleigh Heads Church of Christ, coming at you a little bit different today. Not in our coffee shop over coffee or at the back or on stage. I'm doing it this way in the hope that I can give you some space to reflect on this coming month. This invitation that we have every year in the form of a month we call Miracle Month. On the surface, it's a time that we bring a bunch of things that have been laid on the heart of leadership that are often needed or desired in the church to continue our mission, but aren't budgeted for. And we put it kind of at the feet of the congregation in a sense, but mostly at the feet of God and say, hey, God, what do you want to do in this space? And we put it before you guys and invite sacrifice and generosity and above and beyond the normal tithe. And that's what it looks like on the surface, but this one feels a little weightier than normal. I want to, and in a good way, and I want to talk about why. I want to talk about the actual heart behind Miracle Month. And I want to do that by talking about my family holidays. How fun for you. I'm pretty strict with money. My wife is really smart and strict with money too, Mez, and so I'm really thankful for that. We try to keep a tight budget. We're not perfect, but we try to keep everything in line and not overspend and steward that well. We really try. But something happens to me. My wife Mez laughs about this all the time when I go on holidays. I'll give you an example of what shifts. If my kids, when I pick them up from school tomorrow on a normal day, and they say on the way home, can we have an ice cream? I'm going to say no. We can have an afternoon piece of fruit when you get home, or you can wait till dinner, but you're not having an ice cream. However, if we're on holidays and it's a Tuesday morning and an ice cream truck pulls up and they're selling overpriced public holiday penalty rates ice cream, I'm probably going to say yes. I'm probably going to say yes when the kids come and ask me. And the reason is not because I all of a sudden on holidays have more money, but I love being on holidays with my family. I love being around them. I know I'm not going to have them at this age forever, and so I'm more generous. Something frees up in me. It's all, of course, in reason. I don't have unlimited funds, but there's a freedom there because I love them. I love spending time with them. It's where my heart is. And Jesus says the exact same thing in Matthew. He pulls this out. He says, as they're watching people give, he goes, watch them. Like, look, where their heart is, that's where their treasure will follow. Or where their treasure is, that's how you know where their heart is. And if you were to watch my bank account, if you were to watch where my treasure goes, you would know I have a big heart for my family. And that is the invitation for this season, not to have a heart for my family, but to have a heart for our family, the family of Burleigh Heads Church of Christ. To say, what is God doing there? Not see it as a place that you are just attending, not see it as a place that you turn up to just on Sunday, but to see it as your family, as you, the church, to see your place in it, to fully own that, to fully step into that, not as Steve Gray's church, not as this person's church, not as this method or this, just not this style, but as your ever-growing family table that you sit around, that you participate in, that you love. That's the invitation behind Miracle Month. To see what God is doing at the moment, and He is doing something special. I don't say that to hype it up. He is doing something significant in our little church in the back of Burleigh. We have a vision statement, following Jesus, transforming lives. Well, people's lives are changing. People's lives are transforming, and they are meeting Jesus. That's everything we could ask for. And then we have this vision picture of a family table that people just keep coming and inviting people. It's not some cult-like family. It's treating people like family, loving them, loving our neighbours as ourselves, saying, come around, gather around Jesus, grow with us, and then go and tell others. Bring more people to the table, extend it. And one of the biggest practical issues we have at the moment is we have extended that table so much that you can barely find a car park during our services on Sunday morning. We've expanded that so much that we can barely meet the need of people coming in for genuine food help on a Friday morning. We've extended that so far that we're having a few communication issues getting the word out to every member about what's going on and how to communicate them, whether it's by paper or by email or SMS. We're working on it. They're growing pains, a growing family we've called this season. And so what am I trying to say? I'm saying, would you pray? Would you perhaps fast? Would you perhaps give some space to consider your part in our church family? And would you consider stepping fully into it, placing your heart with us? Not with me personally, with us and what Christ is doing amongst us. And would you let generosity flow? Would you let it come easy towards what he is doing with us and amongst us? Out of a worshipful response. He's already given us everything we need. It's all his anyway. This is an invitation to give back. Yes, this month, above and beyond your regular commitment, but to consider what this church is doing and where it's going into the future, to consider your regular tithe as well. We have plans to see what we can do with Burleigh beyond Burleigh. We need to do something with all the people that is coming. We need to extend that table somehow. We need to staff for that somehow. Not just staff to keep everyone happy, but staff for growth. Staff so that more people are loved and reached for Jesus. And so we ask for this invitation to consider where your heart is placed and consider following it up with your treasure. That's the invitation for this Miracle Month. There's a list attached of some of the things that we're looking at trying to cover this year. And the rest I leave with you and God. This is not meant to be a clever speech to try to persuade you. In fact, it'd be better if it's nothing I say that persuades you, just your conversation between you and God and what he's prompting on your heart. Hey, I'll leave you with it. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday. Thanks for your time. And looking forward to seeing what God and where God moves this Miracle Month.